everyone, how are you today? Welcome to my channel. How is everybody doing? All good, all good. So guys, today we are making a traditional Romanian dessert. This is very common to do it like during August, September, just because we have fresh apples and we are using them, a lot of them. As you will guys see, I like to use a lot of apples in this dessert. Of course, if you're not the big fan of apples and if you don't want to use it, I'm going to tell you, you can reduce it very easily, just that we are going crazy. And to be honest, we don't have like measurements for the apples. Usually we just collect as many as we can because they're falling from the tree straight away on the floor. Many times you have to remove certain parts of the apple, so we're not going to use all of them, but we do like to use a lot of apples in this recipe. And the layers of the cake, it's quite thin and it's so good and so delicious. Now, don't be worried if this cake, when you cut it, is very crunchy. It's supposed to be like that, so don't worry. You'll probably think, oh, I did something wrong with the dough. No, it's perfectly normal to happen that way. So in this apple cake, usually back in Romania, at least in our household, we are usually using pig fat. We are just going straight away with that grease and we are putting in the cake, and it tastes actually very, very delicious. Very nice, very good. We invented. Good catch. But in today's video we are not going to use that pig fat, just because many places you don't have it. Even for myself, I don't bring it, not that used to eat anymore, just because I don't eat it that often, so my stomach is not used it with that flavor that much anymore, but I still enjoy it. So in today's video we are actually going to use butter, of course, the old butter. And I told you I'm going to use a lot of apples, and yes, I do. I use around 2 kilos every time, just because I like that very thick layer of apple there. It's so nice, and with the combination of the dough and it's all baked, oh, it's so delicious. But if you don't want to use that many apples, if you don't like them, if you're not in the mood, you can actually use only 1 kilo. It's not an issue. You can play with the apple, and as many as you want, as less as you want. Of course, don't exaggerate and put 10 kilos of apples there. I'm just joking. When it comes to the apples, you guys, you can use any type of apples that you want. Usually I go here in Dubai for like the most cheapest one, just because I do use 2 kilos. But you can use any type of apples do you want. There's not a specific brand of the apples that you need to use, to say it like that. You just remove the first layer of the apple and then you use this one. This one I will really recommend you guys, just because gives the apple that smooth and nice and tender and soft and amazingness. When it comes to the sugar also, it depends how sweet their apple they are. I'm sure you guys, for me, all the time when I peel apples, I take a bite. I like apples and I just go ahead and take a bite. So if your apples are very, very sweet, just add like 5 tablespoons of sugar. But this sugar is very important, because even if you decided to put them on the fire or just put some sugar on top, just leave them a few minutes and just use your hands and remove some of the juice. Not all the juice, just some of the juice, because they do have that natural juice inside. So just remove some of the juice and just use it like that. Or personally, I like to put them on the stove with some sugar and some cinnamon. I'm not a big fan of cinnamon. I don't know, this thing with the cinnamon, it's on and off. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, but I like to sprinkle just a little bit. It will give very soft taste. I'm going for that. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of cinnamon, but if you like cinnamon, just go ahead, add 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, as much as you want. That depends on how many apples do you use as well. I like to put them on the stove with the sugar and the cinnamon and just leave it there for like 20 minutes till all that juice gets incorporated in the apples. Caramelize them if you want, but it's not a problem if you want to skip that step. The dessert is still going to be delicious, so if you want to skip that step, good, no worries. When it comes to the dough, you guys, I want to tell you about the flour. Like, the ingredients are pretty easy, just go ahead and add it. When it comes to the flour, I'm giving you in the recipe the full quantity. Now, I like to add the flour step by step, just because we do use sour cream and we do use butter, so the flour is getting incorporated very, very fast, and the dough can become like very, very hard very fast if you add too much flour. So I would recommend you guys just to add it step by step. I usually add it one by one with the cup, so it's getting easier. Do stir it, because that will give a little bit more of fluffiness to the cake, but just add it step by step and just mix it. And when you're not able to mix it with your mixer or your spatula, just remove it and put it on your working surface and just to work it through. Just add step by step flour. If you think that still needs flour, you can add. Just try to fill the dough a little bit so it will not be that hard. You know what I mean? The pan with some olive oil, flour, let's see, just a good way to see if it's the same size. Yeah, more or less it's the same. Take this part and put it here, and then one more time. Usually it's working, this method. Then we put a tray here. Then we put this one right over there. Ah, it's fitting, but I think it's too large. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I actually like to have these sides. They are so crunchy and nice. So I'm all the time like going a little bit extra to the edges, but if you want to make it perfectly square, to say it like that, you can do that, of course. What I like to do is just go a little bit with the fork like this. This will help the apples to cook better. I don't know, all the time I'm doing this, so doing it right now as well. These are the apples. I don't know if you guys saw them like very well because it was like very hot and the steam, it was there on the camera, but this is how the apples look like. Nice. Let's do the other one. You see, I still have these sides here, but that's okay. All this extra, just going to place them here, and don't worry, when it's baking it will not be like extreme problems. Now I'm going to do this again. This is more of a design on top. Now we're gonna sprinkle some sugar. In the oven it goes. Here we have it. Nice. Let's do the toothpick. Oh, challenge. Let's see. It is hard, you guys, and it's perfectly fine. All good. And now we're going to let it cool down for at least 20 minutes, half an hour, till we taste it. Perfect. Nice. Okay, let's see what we have done. Ooh, that's a lot of apple. I didn't cut it very well. You see, now that's something else. Look at that. Oof. Jeez Louise. So nice. Oh good. A lot of apple, like I wanted. But I'm going to try this one. Oof, smells so nice. Delicious. My god, this is so nice. Oh yes, oh yes. So yeah, you guys, this is the recipe. I really like how it turned out. Of course, there is a lot of apples, like I told you guys, and this is how it's looking like. Look at that. It's so delicious, and if you touch it, you will see that it's quite hard, very crunchy. But when it's a combination with the apple, because there's a lot of apple in this one, and even if you put less, when you combine it, it's very nice and sweet. Perfect. So good. So you see, you guys, this is not like a perfect layer, the cutest, the beautiful one and so on. It's not, but it's so delicious that I don't really care. This is such a good dessert and so nice, and it's very traditional back in Romania, and many people are doing it. And many people, when they have it, so many like childhood memories are coming like straight away in our minds. There is another way, and it's called in Romanian turnată. You basically make the dough very light, like a pancake, egg dough, and then your first layer you put it on your baking tray, and you just put it in the oven for like around 10 minutes, and then you add the apple, and then you add the other layer on top. That one is very, very delicious as well. I don't know, I just like this one more. I grew up with this one and I like more this one. Thank you very much for watching this video, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment down below. Have you ever tried this one? You've been to Romania, somebody make it for you. They usually make it in the villages, like the old ladies. I don't know why, like the grandmothers and the old ladies, they all the time have this secret ingredient that they are putting there, and it's so amazing and so delicious. Once again, thank you very much for watching, you guys, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye. Delicious.